to design things, design TTRPGs, play TTRPGs, and overall just talk about TTRPGs. But tonight, what we're doing is we're going to be making what I'm calling Scar cards for Monsters of Midnight, which is a new, and it's monsters. I'm working on fixing the logo and everything. It's going to be S on that. So I'm working on a new system that uses a wound system that uses cards. Now, these cards are going to give you a flaw when you first initially get them. This flaw will be activated. The wound is not permanent at that time. What happens is you can choose to make a card permanent, and that will make the wound permanent, or you can choose to um, remove the wound during your daytime because there's going to be a night and day phase to the game. Um, and when you make it permanent, it's going to have an ability that gives you a boost. You're only allowed three of them of physical and three mental. Um, Once you've reached three in either one, and you have to take another scar card for that particular um category, you'll die. You can only have three wounds. Now, that being said, if you have three non-permanent scars and you take another wound, then you would be able to deepen one of them. One of them would have to deepen. It's when you have three deepened scars that you are dead if you take another one. Deepened scars, now, mind you, deepened scars are permanent. That means your health eventually goes. You're getting weaker as you adventure. So I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm not sure it's going to be good. Um, but to test it, I need to create some cards so that I can hand them out when need be. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Um, yeah. So let's get to it, shall we? So this is the scar card. So the way it works is each of the face cards have a scar card with them. Actually, they're going to have four scar cards in the deck. So, like, you're going to have four different versions of Jack of Hearts in the scar cards. That being said, they all have their initial um, suit and heart. They have a name, so they're going to have a name for the scar. They're gonna have whether it's morale or physical, because there's two different types of damage in this system. There's morale, and then there is physical. So it's going. Each one's going to be slightly different. It's then going to have the flaw, like I was talking about, and then it's going to have a deepen ability. This deepen ability will have a name. It will be associated to a jack to the card type. So if you go to there with your cards, there's two things you can really do with your cards at night. You can burn them, which means that you take the card value and add it to the roll, but you don't get the benefit of the effect from your class for that card. Or you can combine them with two cards. If you combine them, you'll go through your cards faster, which means you're going to have to reshuffle faster. Um, but you get an effect essentially that happens. Um, those effects I've already written; they're existing. Um, I'll probably modify them and change them probably 3 or 4 times before this game is ready for public consumption. But tonight I need to come up with scar names. I need to come up with uh, flaws and description of mechanics of a benefit. So I'm going to give an example because I have one in my mind. This is going to be lingering fear. It's a morale score, and what the flaw is on fear and fear rolls. Uh, you will have to roll with disadvantage on the roll. So that's going to be the flaw. The deepening is going to be that when you burn the card until the end of the scene, you are immune to morale damage. If I spell until right. Wait, is there two L's with until or one? Until I think it's one. Yeah, it's one. Okay. Until the end of your end of the scene, you are immune to morale damage. So that's going to be the Jack of Hearts. Um, and then I have to do Queen of Hearts. Now this is where it becomes kind of complicated because I got to come up with this stuff. Um, let's see here. So I need names like so hearts car, card suits have a responsibility in the game. Like hearts are tend to be like health and vitality type stuff. Spades tend to be damaging type stuff. Diamonds tend to be protection type stuff, and clubs tend to be movement or environmental type stuff. So this is a heart. So I really want to kind of focus on like mental state because this is a mental heart. So let's do not lingering fear. Let's do embol. I need names for um names are the hardest part for me. Maybe I'll write the just flaw first and then go back to the name. Um oh, I spaced on it. I had it. Um I had something in my head and now I'm spacing on what it was. Um let's do uh morale morale damage is one additional um one additional you take one additional morale damage each you take one additional morale damage every time you take damage. Uh no, take you take one additional morale damage. That should be enough. I shouldn't have to come up with more. And then the benefit is you deal um 5 additional morale damage um for uh, you deal 5 additional morale damage. uh you know what, it's one card. Let's make it big. You deal 20 additional morale damage, period, for this action. um all right, what should we call this? I feel like it needs like a morale type, like a. Oh, I forgot to give a title to the first one. Title of this will be Emboldened um, Attitude or something like that. I don't like that, but it will be good for now. All right. So we're going back to the Queen of Hearts. We're going to call this um, self-loathing. Man, naming things is so hard. Um, Mental disorders. Let's see if we can just come up with different mental disorders. Um, that might work for this. Well, like self-loathing, loathing. Where is Glenn when I need Glenn? Glenn has all these, all this training. Um, let's see. It's a card. Yeah, it's a card. I just need to know that self-loathing. We'll call this self-loathing, and we'll call this um accepting fate's uh, fate's decision. Fate's accepting your fate. I'm gonna have to come up with better names for these, but that's gonna be a lot. But this is the point. Hey, Skillum, how you doing? It is a card. Um, I am. Were you here from the beginning? Did you hear the idea of the cards? Lingering fear, self-loathing. Um, so the cards are going to. So basically, they're they're kind of like the health. Hey, Supa, they're kind of like the health of the system. Um, you have a health number that when you get attacked, it it drops. But when it drops to 0, you have to take on the scar, and these scars give you a flaw. And when you have to deepen them, which there's ways of deepening them, um, you get a benefit. Now, deepening a scar happens automatically when you can't fill a scar. You only get 3 scars for physical and 3 scars for mental. When you have to take a scar and you can't fill one, you have to deepen one of your scars. You can also choose to deepen a scar during the day phase because there's going to be a day phase and a night phase um during in this game. Um and you get that benefit when you burn or activate a card. So burning a card is when you take and sacrifice the benefits of that card that you would get from your class and add that value to your roll. There are other ways of burning a card that are required for like activating class abilities and also some monsters will make you burn a card. Activating a card is when you use two cards to combine them. When you each class has a special um, ability when you combine two cards, it gives you a bonus of some sort. So that's when how you activate them. And when you use, say, this one's King of Hearts, when I use the King of Hearts, I would get this additional benefit if it was deepened. If it's not deepened, all I have is the flaw. So you can either during the day deepen it to get the benefit or remove it by using all three of your day actions. Problem is, it takes all of your day actions. So that means you're not fixing your boot weapons, you're not fixing your armor, you're not preparing yourself for the next day, next night's um, rally. So you have to really choose when to heal a scar and when not to heal a scar. I think it's going to be a cool mechanic. Um, but I have to come up with all these cards. I mean, there's 64 pages, and so divide that by 2. There's 36, and that's just one set. I want to have 4 different sets of these cards. They'll all be mixed in together, but you'll have 4 King of Hearts, you'll have 4 Jack of Hearts, 4 King of Clubs, and that type of thing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take some time. And I can't play test this without at least one of these sets being done. Um, because the game centers around your scars. Have you considered just giving up on this one now? No. I haven't given up on Mass Pause. I'm still writing Mass Pause. I haven't given up on Plaguebound. I'm still doing Plaguebound. On top of doing all of this. I'm just streaming this one more than the others. Um Mainly because you guys helped me come up with some ideas where I can't think of any. All right. So I love the concept. The concept is really good. Um I think it will play well too. Am I going to have to make some tweaks here and there? Yes, but I think the basis is pretty solid from what I got. Um I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and come up with something. I don't know how to do it online either, which is problematic. Um, oh, really? Focusing on wh- what systems are you learning? All right, flaw. For the King of Hearts. Oh, and that's another thing. Suits have different functionalities. Like hearts is usually healing and health and re- uh recovery, where Your clubs are your movement and environment and that type of thing. Both of those are pretty easy systems. They're not super hard. I mean, that's the whole point of both of those systems. I do like Savage Worlds. We do. That we do. We do have, which I have played, and it's really fun. That's cool. All right, flaw. You when failing a fear check, you will have to burn a card. It's hard coming up with games. Um, and then I get into a mode where I'm like, hmm, I really want to play this game and nobody has it and I need to build it. Yeah, now I got to come up with the concept. This concept came to me while I was sleeping. I just woke up with this concept. Um, I think it came from I was watching somebody talk about. Oh no, I know where it came from. So I read Garbage and Glory, and they have a crafting system where you combine cards to create items, and this system came of that. Um, I was like, "Well, that's interesting." Yes, that it is. How much have you been drinking, Skillum? uh, when failing a fair check, you have to burn a card. Um, for the rest of the scene, when you draw a card, you can draw two. When you draw a card, when you draw a card, you may draw an additional one. Yeah, it's not that far from your normal humor rate. I'll give you that. I think I'm gonna save the names for later. I think I'm just gonna work on the conditions right now. What color is the actual um dice tower? Because that's really the basis is you need something if it's lavender, you're not going to want to do pink or so. Um all right. King of Hearts. So it looks like stained wood. Hmm. So you can pretty much go with any color if it's not like so it's oak stained. Um yeah, oak is pretty light, so you could pretty much go with most anything. This is way too big. Why can't I so big? Why is it so big? That's better. Smaller now. Um it looks like stained wood. So I want something brighter. I'll post a product pic when it's done. Yeah, I'd be happy to I would love to see that. Um So for the rest of the scene, when you draw a card, you may draw an additional one. That um, I'm gonna find the physical ones a lot easier than the mental one. When making a morale roll, uh, you have disadvantage. Um, I need this one to be big because morale rolls happen frequently. Um, so I want this to be somewhat big. Uh, gain an additional gain 20 temporary morale bonus. All right, that one's good. All right. Uh, morale class is reduced by 1 if you don't burn a card during initiative. I gotta reduce that size. Sorry, 10. 9. 10 will work. Initiative. Do. Morale class is boost. It gets a bonus of 10 for the rest of the scene. That's a big thing, actually. Oh, wait. Did I do King of Hearts? I did. All right. Well, I'll still keep it. But Ace of Hearts. Okay. I did do Ace of Hearts. I'm surprised. I didn't realize it. Then I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to do it on the Ace of Diamonds instead. Um, shoot. Good job, Dave. Cut before you copy. That works. Ace of Diamonds. We'll just paste that there. Back up to the Jack of Diamonds. Now we can delete it. Now we'll copy this because I don't want them to have the same, so I want to make sure that I don't accidentally do that. We'll do that. All right. Jack of Diamonds. Let's make it reduce morale class by 1. Um, allies that are within 10 feet. Let's make it 15. 15 feet of you gain 3 morale spells. All right. Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds. So this is more shielding, more defending. Um, when taking morale damage, roll d6, 1d6 on a 6. Take 4 morale, 4 extra. Ah, dies. 4 additional morale. I don't want to make it too small. Need it to be small enough so it fits. I can do it this way. Just instead of shrinking it, we'll do that. Allies within. Yeah, but I like it there. It looks good, doesn't it? I could move it up, I suppose. And I could also move this down, I suppose. Which then would allow for. Dang it. I hate when you're right. Now I have to redo all of them. So they're all the same. That's all right. It's all right. I'll figure it out. It takes a lot to do all this work. Um, yeah, I'll figure. I'll do it later. Need padding. Oh, yep. There we go. So the snap. I like snapping. Snapping makes everything even. I can't usually make things even. Allies within 10 feet of you gain +10 morale on their next action. Yeah, I don't know if I figured out how to turn it off on this yet. Um, where's the snap? Snapping. There must be a quicker way of turning it off than that. Sometimes maybe I just need to make this smaller. I'll figure it out. Like I said, we're getting there. There we go. The new one. Yeah, this is the new one. I like it personally. It's pretty much a Photoshop killer for me. It literally is a Photoshop killer for me. Like, I can quickly switch to Pixel and do pixel work all on the same image, all on the same file. Um, Layer effects are a savior. I love layer effects. I think they had that in 2, but I I like it better here. Yeah. I mean, supposedly they gave us free fonts, but there's so many restrictions on those fonts, it's not funny. So, yeah, but it didn't work the same. Like, it really didn't. Like, sometimes it wouldn't update right. Sometimes it would, like, I just had trouble doing it. And then you were also running 2 programs which both were eating RAM. King of Diamonds. All right, we need some shielding ones. Let's do this. Your morale class gains +4 additional bonus for the next 3 rounds. Yes, it is. That is a possibility. We'll see if they actually ever do it. Um, I mean, I don't think they'll ever actually pull the rug until next version, which could be anything. But then again, they could do it at any time because I mean it's constantly updating. Um, it is constantly updating. I literally just did an update before stream. Mm-hmm. Adobe was jerk about that. Frustrated me. Oh, get when making a morale check, morale roll. Um, -2 from the roll. All right. Now, yeah. Now we're on to Jack of Spades. So spades is damage, uh, damage and offensive type stuff. offensive type stuff. See, now you got me working on. I was hoping to have this all done so we could just work on, but now you got me fixing everything. What you got me doing here, Skillum? Fixing all of it. All right. Um, damage. Damage. Morale damage is reduced by 2. Allies within 10 feet of you uh, gain +4 additional. All right, sounds good. +4 additional morale damage. Morale roll. All right, let's do this. Let's do allies within 5 feet of you have uh, have -1 to their morale. Have -1 morale. Next morale roll. All right, looks good. King of Spades. Um, I gotta come up with all kinds of these. This is gonna take forever. What did I do to myself? Um, what did I do to myself? I don't know. Um, want something similar. Intimidation wrong. But when you think successful intimidation rolls, give successful variation rolls. Choose one. Uh, choose. Give. No, let's just do it this way. On successful, gain +2 armor class. Yes, armor class, not morale class. I want to kind of aim towards. I want this one to be like you get armor class instead of um against the target. There we go. All right. Ace of Spades. Hmm. Ace of Spades. What do I want to do with that one? Hmm. Let's see. What do I want to do? I want it to be powerful. Because it's an ace. Um. Let's see. Um. Let's do this. The McFlaw is when reduced to 0 morale, not 9, 0. No, I can't do 2 flaws. That's too powerful. When reduced to 1 morale roll, you will need to take a scar. That works. If I can increase that by shrinking that, that, that up a little bit. And but the benefit is what do I want the benefit on? Oh, gain full health, uh, gain full morale, gain full morale. Boom. You know, that's a big thing. You take a scar, but take a scar at 1 instead of 0, but you gain full morale when you use the Ace of Spades. Um, that's pretty good. How many do I have? I have Jack of Clubs, and then I get the clubs, and then I'm going into physical. Oh, I think that is where I'm going to leave it though tonight because I'm tired. It's the day before Christmas Eve. I have to work tomorrow. Thank you all for being here, that we're here. And then we'll continue this up at a later date, or maybe I'll do it off camera and then show it to you. Um, but I have a lot of these to do, so expect more because, um, yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Talk to you guys all later. Bye.